from this from just this let me say example of judiciary failing to defend themselves. It shows that even those who are working in government, they've also failed to defend themselves to say, I am working here to serve the people. I am not supposed to be used as a tool for any political agenda. But we find ourselves in whatever we are. So that's Zimbabwe for you.
Yeah, it's very disheartening. So guys, I just liked the post. I just retweeted it. I'm just encouraged. We're at 7 right now. I'm just trying to encourage you guys as I just joined the space, but let's get this up to I don't know how many we are in here. Let me just take a look. We're 35 right now. So if we can just get this to 15 or 20 people just to like and repost. So I'm just gonna go. Neutrello, how you doing? What do you think about getting arrested for $10? Neutrello, you there? You might be busy. Tawanda, what's your take on getting arrested for $10 and being denied bail?
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable what they're doing, really. And like I was saying earlier, that we need to relook at the approach on the constitution, given the people we're dealing with, how they view it and how they basically abuse it, as we all know. You know. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's very, very disheartening, very sad, actually, and it's such a low bar for the justice system in our country, Zimbabwe. It's really, really sad. Um, and Leroy, I see you. I think you just joined. What's your take? Getting arrested for $10 and being denied bail.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's more to this than just $10 in the window. That's why I mean that we need to relook at the approach. I don't think it's helping to basically use activism in the current day in the way things are, even all over the world. Trump doesn't care about us, So
Yeah.
I think that's if you want to start having a serious conversation about these things, we need to relook at our approach and belief in the constitution as it is. Because if they keep arresting people like this, what's the recourse? Who else is gonna come to Zimbabwe as savior and basically make things better for the political voices that are speaking on this? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm coming.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree. I don't think it's feasible for the long run for us as a people, right? If we cannot like have debate, political debate, public discourse, if we cannot gather together, in the marketplace or in the public square, like we're doing right now, right? And just discussing ideas and how we can, improve and become better as a people, as a nation, as a country, as an economy, I think it derails the purpose of us as a people. So I think it's very, sad that we have stooped this low as a country, you know, and at the same time, it's like these young people are putting their lives, their lives shouldn't even be at risk, right? I mean, I feel like the government should be, listening to the young people, listening to their needs, listening to their queries and what they're asking for, and also designing policy that helps, the young people to develop, to become better, to grow, to put, food on their table, to have careers, to have a future, to actually look forward to something. But at this, point in time, it's like, they're not even looking. I'm still part of that young generation, and I'm just fortunate that I live in a different country. But to be honest with you, I would have loved to live my life in Zimbabwe, to have a career in Zimbabwe, to actually, develop my country, to give back to the community, that raised me. So it's very disheartening, and like, or the knowledge or the education that we have attained, now, we're giving it to foreign countries. We're giving, like, the drain is real. We work tirelessly, we work hard, but think about, if all these energies, all this time that we're putting in different countries, if we were in Zimbabwe and we were able to give back to the country that raised us, we would be somewhere right now. We'd be talking, different. But it's sad that, we are at this place and point in time that, we actually just fighting for our voices to be heard. Like, we shouldn't even be fighting for our voices to be heard. And what we are asking for is not a lot. We're not asking, even for me myself, I don't even want to be, like, in the political space, or to even be a leader. I just want to have the environment where, we can foster progress, and we can see, results. But at this point in time, it's like we have no choice, right? And, like, there's so much fear, but, in this point in time where there's fear, like, you have to speak up. So, I'm very appreciative for each and every one of you when you come here, when you air out your voices and your opinions, and we do share ideas and stuff. Like, I'm very, very, like, grateful that we have this space. So I'm very thankful to Koma Scotty for creating this space, even allowing me to even co-host and stuff, and come and interact with each and every one of you. Like, I feel at home. I feel like at peace, with you guys. So I'm very grateful. So yeah, let's just continue. Let's get up there on the jumbotron, guys. Let's like that letter that Koma Scotty wrote. Let's retweet. Let's repost. Let's try and get this message out there for the young people in Zimbabwe, for the youth in Zimbabwe, and what they're doing on the ground. It's very profound in this moment and in this time. Thank you, guys. Leroy, are you there?
Uh, I just wanted to say, uh, I think one thing that we are forgetting is like this, to say, uh, as you were speaking about the environment that allows everyone to thrive. I'm just thinking to say, okay, but at one point you just need to think like this, to say, okay, this is what is there. Yes, of course, you need an environment that allows you to thrive, but at the same time, we do have got a political class that believes in elitism, and remember, elitism means enrichment of a few uh, that will control the means of production and everything. And by the end of the day, these people who believe in elitism, they are the ones who are in power. They may not even feel, not even compelled. They don't even feel, they don't even see it to be a necessity that the more they grow the economy, the more their benefits becomes more, or they maximize their benefits when everyone has got something to put or to contribute. I think they don't know that, but that is the only simplest way, because you know what, if you want to, but the problem then will be, it is very, very difficult to control any empowered person. I think as well, at the same time, you will be thinking about that, to say, look, it is very, very difficult to control an empowered person. So the elites will find it difficult to promote a Gutsa Ruzhinji as they were purporting it. Why? Because themselves, they feel that once everyone becomes empowered, he becomes free to choose whatever he wants. So I think that's where the problem will be. I don't know, but I'm just giving you as a point for you to check about, because I don't think elitists, they really, really want to open up an economy so that everyone will benefit, because they feel like an empowered person becomes a stumbling block somewhere, somehow, especially in terms of control. Because themselves, if you look at elitism as a, I think it's a philosophical approach, or it's a philosophical idea where everything revolves around a few group of people. Um, and where as well a class struggle is prevalent, or it's common. Why I am saying this? Because you have now to understand that whenever we have got elitism, we do have got only we the society now divided into two groups. You now have the haves and the have not. So there will be a fight between the haves and the have not, because the have not is saying it is us we supposed also to enjoy what you are enjoying, and the haves are saying no, it is us we have got the right to do everything and give you the crumbs. So by the end of the day, there will be class struggle, there will be clashes and so forth. It's whatever it is, let me leave it there.
I agree. You know, the elite, they they basically want it all for themselves, you know, and the grassroots tends to always suffer all the time. If you look at how the elites stay in their rather not residence, yet we have a housing crisis where people are building in wetlands and whatnot. So I think, but I also don't think ED is an elite himself. He is just a rural man in a sense, you know, and the type of further education that people had in the 80s and 90s and where they worked, I think is what defines the elite in our society. And they're the ones who take away from the most, and they would want to see an average person being in a position of power or government. So you see, I have a simple example of this guy who had built these structures in Melbourne shops, the council, Gadswara. I know there is politics behind, but the elite went for him. Someone who was trying to make a small difference. They went for him. They did not try to get him to comply with the laws the way they should have without actually embarrassing politically. So you see, the elite problem is within the midst of the politics that we, for the people we support or we oppose, we tend to apply that perspective based on who is who and what is what. And I think we also need to have that approach to fairness, to impartiality, in to respecting people based on their backgrounds and accepting and understanding why they think what they think, and we integrate together as a society. So I think that's a good starting point as well. You know, you see the elite, it was there in opposition. You know, if you're not elite, then it looks like you just want to ride on their gravy train and they control everything. You know, even though you command good structures, even though you command a good political standing that helps, that makes you formidable when you rub shoulders with ZANU PF. The elite never wanted that. It's there. So I like that point about the elite. It's never really spoken about. And I'm glad that it's a conversation we're actually having now, you know.
Trello, go ahead.
Yeah, so I thought I'll just come in because I heard the conversation shift towards money, elites. But this is how I see it. How do you become an elite? You know, because right now, all we're doing on social media is talking. We don't have no influence. One step or one layer of becoming that elite is by taking autonomy of your life. So, for example, with me, I quit my job 3, 4 years ago. I started a company. It didn't work out. And I'm starting another company. But then I realized I've got so much knowledge when it comes to day trading in the stock market. When we give these people, these elites, our power, our time, our energy, that's when they abuse us. But when we say no, I'm going to operate outside of the system. I'm going to utilize the system that you have created. I'm going to make my own money. And after I've made my own money, I'm going to start creating influence. And I think I'm just speaking broadly to everyone, just so as inspiration, because 4 or 5 years ago, I was broke. I had a mortgage. Me and my girlfriend were about to split up. I was in a lot of debt because I was playing a lot. I was gambling a lot, basically. But then it was either I went back to work or I said, actually, I'm going to take my own destiny in my hand. You know, I could have gone to my parents and asked for money, but I said no. How you become a man or how you become, I think some, I think for me anyway, it's just, I just want everyone to be inspired in this room because every time I'm here, we're always talking about the pain, the suffering. And for me, that hurts. I don't want to see my people struggle. And that's why the first time I joined the room 2, 3 days ago, I said, can we not create a GoFundMe? I think Scotty it might be doing something like that. I don't mind donating to that GoFundMe, £1,000, £2,000, whatever it is. Give it to the students back home. Let them start taking um, what's it called? Autonomy. Give them that sort of voice. You know, they can go out, they can print shirts, print posters, empower them. But I think the first layer of us, anyone in this room can become an elite. Anyone, everyone in this room, if you live in the West, England, America, you have access to the stock market, to the crypto market. You can easily be making money 24/7. Once you've made that money, then you're on second layer of becoming an elite, 100,000, 500,000. And that's when it starts attracting interest, right? This politician wants to start working with you. That politician wants to start leveraging your connection because you have 10,000 followers on X. And then that £500,000 you have in your account immediately becomes 5 million. And then from that 5 million, you can officially become an elite. And I think if you look at American podcasters, Candace Owens, I always keep saying this. Candace Owens, 5, 10 years ago, she was broke. But guess what game she played? You know what? I know I'm broke, but I'm going to start gaslighting people. I'm going to start talking about politics. I'm going to start going against DEI, Black Lives Matter. And then she played all sides. And now she's worth 100 million in under 10 years. And now someone who came from no bloodline, she had no money. Now she's an elite. Now she is shaping political discussions, not only in America, but across the world. So I think I say that to say this just start looking at the positives. You have everything in your fingertips the stock market, the crypto market. Start building slowly. That £10, $10 you have in your account, that can easily be leveraged upwards if you know how to invest. So,
Can I
yeah,
also
that's my
say
point.
something about money, right? I also think as Zimbabweans, we need to stop always thinking about money and profit. I think that center to that is what fragmented our society, societal values of protecting each other, looking out against for each other. That's why politics is always playing ahead of us, because our politics is being led with money. And I talk this from a perspective of um, both ZANU-PF and the opposition. So yeah, money is nice. It's nice to have access to things, but I think we need more to be centered on community-based outreach that's meaningful, that changes lives. Even the conversations we have, they have to be positive, encouraging conversations, because I believe that's the only way we can build a strong, viable society that's not always fixated on the value of money.
Yeah, somewhere, somehow you may be true, but here's the thing. As long as we are not going to fix the problems that we have, it will take a long time for someone to aspire, admire kindness, gratitude, and other things that are like, let me say, characteristics or features of a proper human being. Because remember, in each and every form, I know this and I will say this, right? Most of the people, they think the solution to everything is money, right? That's why they are talking about money, because they think money is the solution. If you come to me and ask me, I will tell you a different story, because maybe it's my experience to say, you know what, to me, peace of mind is the best thing ever. Because when I have got a peace of mind, I can be able to think, I can be able to come up with a plan of how to make money, right? So it differs. But I'm not saying that money is not a solution, right? I'm not saying as well that we shouldn't be able to, because remember, by the end of the day, we have to look at one thing that is important at this point. What is important and what is at stake at this point is unity. We can have money, we can have whatsoever, but as long as we don't have love, kindness, a appreciation of another human being, you are not going to go anywhere. You can have your money, you can have your billions, but those billions becomes nothing. Then the other thing that is going to happen is that you are going to die, and that money is going to be inherited by some people who will be fighting for that money, and they don't care how difficult, how painful was it for you to earn that money. They don't care, right? I The issue that is important at this point, it's kindness, love, and all other things that we may look for. That builds a human being. You should be aspire to be a human being first before you can talk about money. Because the moment you talk about money, you are eliminating some people. The moment you talk about deals, you are eliminating other people. When you be talking about all other things, it will be very, very difficult for you to be in line with others. So rather, that's why myself, mostly I focus on the problem at the end. I don't care about anything. I don't care, because I can even explain to you, I can even go further to say, yes, of course, guys, I hear you want us to do something so that these guys will have a something to eat, something to do what. But do you know that the evil nature of another person right now is will be thinking, okay, these guys are raising money. Why can't that money come through me? Then I overcharge and enjoy the rest. It's people, right? It's people. And I can that much I can even assure you to say, right? In each and every situation, there are people who are saying, it should be me enjoying this. It should be me coming up, being the one opening a go fund, being the one overcharging. Say, oh guys, you know what? What you have raised, I gave them, but the quantity which you gave them is not what we were expecting. We were expecting these people for their 3 months or whatsoever months they are going to stay in custody. We expect them to just shorten their, or let me say, to comfort them, something that makes them comfortable, so that they don't think much. Do you know kuti jere rinorwadza, hakuna unokushanyira, hakuna unokuti yevo yevo, hakuna unokuti shamwari ko nhasi wamboona ani ambouyawo akakuita soso. If you don't have anyone who is going to do that to you, it becomes a problem. So mostly when we talk about friends, relatives, and whatsoever, they should be relatives who are ready to help you with something when it comes to difficulties. Because if you have got a friend who can't help you during your difficult times, who only wants you whenever you have got something, then he's not a friend. He's just a sucker. He's just there to drain you. He's just there to make you suffer. So myself, I believe in a friendship where whenever I need something, I look up to you to say, okay, Baba, that time I helped you. Can you have something for me? If you don't ever think that tomorrow I will be your friend, even if you have got a problem, that you have got problems that are high, like Mount Kilimanjaro. I will not hear you, because when I was also struggling, you did not help me. So why do I have to help you when you don't have anything? I'm not saying that's how it is, but at some point, there are some people whom we have helped, but they are not helping you in with anything. So you need to look at that to say, guys, we need to be humans before we can be people who talk about money, who talk about this and that. Because the more you entrench yourself into money, the more enemies you create. Because remember, money and gain go hand in hand. In each and every money game, you want to gain something. In each and every money game, you have to gain something. There is no money game that goes without gaining, right? So understand it from that point to say, okay, this is what is it. But do I have got the heart of being kind? That's what you should do. I know
Okay.
that we want all these things, but it's whatever it is.
You know what? Let me give you my perspective, because I think what you said there makes a lot of point. But I'm going to be very direct. Being kind, having a good heart means nothing in this world. If you want change, you need money. And that's what this world is about. You know, you talk about, oh, if I'm down, I need support, I can speak to friends or family. Me growing up, it was just me, my mum, my dad, and my sister. We never relied on anyone, because I what I learned from my parents, when they had nothing, their families, my dad's side helped us, but my mum's side never helped. So and growing up in struggle and poverty, it either makes you stronger or weaker. And my mum always told me, and my sister growing up, never beg, never have to go to someone for help. Always do it yourself. And even when I was broke down, right, 4 or 5 years ago, I never went to anyone, because I got myself into that mess. I'm going to get myself out of it. And it's a mindset. Why am I going to get myself into trouble, financial struggle, and I'm going to go to friends and family for help? That's not right. And I'm speaking to men now. I'm not speaking to women. I'm speaking to men. As a man, do you not find it a bit dis- degrading to go to other men or women for support? Why can you not do it yourself? And and I'll take it back to the main conversation. Being kind, having a good heart, it means nothing in this world. Are you gonna are you gonna change Zimbabwe by going to the government? Oh, I'm so kind, I've got a good heart, please change. No, they don't care about that. What they care about is hard money, hard influence. And the way that we talk in this room, oh, we need to do this, we need to kumbaya, that's how they play around with us. That's how they keeping your foot on our necks. And I think sometimes we need to have difficult conversations with ourselves. We live in a brutal world. The world is changing. In the next 4 or 5 years, AI is going to be taking over quite a lot of things. A lot of jobs are going to be replaced. So all this kumbaya, be kind, have a good heart, it means nothing. And that's my perspective. I think
I think you're just
Ruth, you got your
selfish as
hands
a
up.
person. How can you be thinking about your job? Someone doesn't even have that job you're worried about. And then you talk about things about you, how you never depended on anyone. Do you guys live in this whole world by yourself? Did you have doctors that you depended on? Let's not underestimate the idea of society and how we support each other, even in the most ways that might be invisible to you. It's not always invisible to the other person who might have benefited. So I just think I'll say that I think you're just selfish and you just think money will solve all your problems. But, well, I suppose we all look at